How we doing this morning, good brother?
I'm good. I'm good. How are you today?
You say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
I said I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm great and grateful. I am great and grateful. Everybody, welcome my brother, my friend, the homie, Mr. Shatek King, the producer of this classic legendary song.
Listen.
Do we hear that?
Don't you hear it?
The
Listen.
theme
Don't
song
you hear it?
to
Listen.
Marvel's Deadpool. You hear that?
X Gon Give it to
He
you.
made that.
For you to get it on your own. X Gon deliver for
Yes,
you.
indeed. Yes, indeed. This is a New York City legend. Queens native. Queens get the money. Mr. Shy
Yeah.
T. King. He was gracious enough to lend us his time today while he is out in Art Basel doing exactly what he need to be doing. And I'm immensely grateful for you for that, man. How's Art Basel been so far?
It's been good so far. Been good. I feel like I'm getting a little too old to be just running back and forth to these damn things.
ABFF. Art Basel, are you going to Sundance this year?
I
This
don't think.
coming year is the last one in Utah.
I don't think so. I think I'm going to be shooting a short in January.
Okay.
So
All good. For everyone, make sure we tapping and sharing and sending this live out. This right here is a film director, a music producer, a businessman, a producer of films as well. He has his own production company called Beats on Film. Everybody, make sure we are tapping and sharing this live out. It is immensely important that our people get this information and get the access to learn how to enter and navigate the entertainment industry. Everybody tap and share. Do me a favor. Hold the face down. You're gonna see a bunch of faces and people to send to. Hit send, 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 send. Send it out. 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 Sweet and low. Good morning. All my crashers. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I see y'all. I see y'all. Welcome in. Welcome in. Mariah, Chelsea, Deja, Alicia. Sweet and low. Welcome in. Tap and share. Send this live out. My first question for you, brother, is what was your very first real step in the entertainment industry? What would you say was like the entry point? Like, okay, I'm giving this a real shot. And not your first victory, but your first, like, okay, I'm in the game and I'm playing. Good morning, Flo Mommy. Tap and
so
share this out for me.
I feel like the first step was um it still was like a the first shot. I'm trying to say. All right, so I got a chance to work with DMC of Run DMC.
That's a flex right there.
Right.
I heard that he got to work with DMC and Run DMC. That's a
So
big deal.
yeah, so his and mind you, I'm not that old like them. So I was super young at that time, maybe like 18, 19 years old.
Okay.
And the manager I was working with at the time, their manager, Run DMC manager, was his brother. So I was able to be brung around for certain stuff, but I was still kind of like the young guy battling with everybody, trying to play my beats to make just to see if they would listen to me, right?
Right.
So D was the first person to, which is crazy, DMC, DMX. They were the first people to like give me like this first shot at producing on a higher level where it was on the album. It was, I was going to like LA with them and everything like that. And yeah, like his first solo album, DMC's first, I believe, yeah, his first solo album, I produced like 2 or 3 records on there.
That's dope. That's
Yeah.
dope. What's the name of the album? Do you remember? If people can
Uh,
look it up, or the name of
Rock,
the song?
DMC Rock and Roll something. I forgot the name
Okay.
of it. It was such a long time ago.
Oh, good. Good morning. Good morning, Crashes. Good morning, Carmela Labella. Okay, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
In 2025, do you believe talent is enough, or is strategy more important in today's industry?
I think it's still a mixture of both.
Okay.
Um, because you can have good strategy but no talent. I think we're starting to wean away from the overnight or like the mistake songs and stuff like that because
Okay.
people like the clips putting out music and Chance and all of these guys while they putting out great projects that has some kind of body. It embodies what music is was supposed to be, right?
Okay.
So I think it's necessary for you to have the talent, but the strategy is mad important because now you have a bunch of different outlets. You know, social media is one place, but it's multiple pieces of social media, such as we got Snapchat, we got TikTok, we got Instagram, we got Fanbase, we got Facebook, we got it's so many different places, and we're not even talking about putting your music on DSPs yet. You know what I mean? All of the titles, the Spotify's, the Apple, the all of those places. You know what I'm saying? So you have to have some kind of strategic marketing to, you know, move your product further.
Okay. Okay. Let me ask you this: knowing that you are both a filmmaker, a music producer, and all around production company owner, where does your heart align to most in 2025? Which lane do you have the most love for?
Um, I have love for both, but
Okay.
right now it's filmmaking, right? Like I really want to take that to the next level. I feel like for the past few years I've been just training my eye, training my brain, learning all like what needs to be done as far on set and off set, especially for like editing and things like that. But I feel like filmmaking has, you know, taken over that part of my life. But music too. I still buy musical equipment. I still dabble and dabbling on the drum machines and always staying relevant on what's going on. So, but filmmaking is, you know, more of the passion right now.
Okay. Completely understandable. Is there a, and if you don't feel comfortable answering this, feel free not to. But the question I have is there one business mistake, hurdle, or headache you made early that you feel like creatives today absolutely should avoid?
Signing publishing deals, signing deals like administration deals, because you know some, you know, not knowing what it really is, and you just see a big check. That intel will haunt you later on in your life,
Oh,
right? Also dealing with certain like people like managers, production companies, whatever the case may be, and then you are doing the same business with them. Like so at a time, you know, and I'm not saying that this particular individual had anything to do with any nonsense, but the guy that was representing me was the guy that introduced me to my lawyer. Like that's something you should never do. You know what I'm saying? So
you got to
everything needs to
separate
be,
church and state, right?
huh?
You have to separate church and state,
For sure, for
right?
sure. And you know, it just certain things, you know, in my career that I was like, damn, I shouldn't have did this, I shouldn't do that. But I just think also keeping every, you know, like he said, separating church and state, and just being mindful of your business and your especially taxes and shit like that. I didn't know about those. Like, you know, when I was younger and the little jobs that I did have younger, you know, they take these taxes out
Right.
and you get a check. Oh, get a check is like 15 grand. Like, oh yeah, it's 15 grand. Not knowing you gotta bust somebody else down. You know?
Right. Gotta get those that fine print.
Right,
That
right,
fine
right.
print, 100%. Hold on one second. Somebody just said, Christian, can you do the box side by side so we can tap the screen? So this is our special guest Shatek's like first official live. So there was like a discrepancy in regard to how the system normally works. So I just wanted to execute the actual event as opposed to splitting the screen. So this is what we're gonna have to work with, chat. Everybody make sure we tap and share and send the live out and get more guests in here because this is gonna be a special one. Okay. For someone that doesn't know if they want to do music production, film and TV, produce their own shorts, web series, independent films, how would you suggest they go about discovering what works best for them?
I think the main objective to discovering what works best for you is to put it out there. Don't sit with it. Don't let it be stored up. Like I'm still a person that does that, but put everything out because you never know. Because all the things that I did when it came to music was things that were not necessarily the traditional way, right? So in order for me at the time to get my name known in production streets, right? My man DJ On Point, shout out to him. He used to put out instrumental CDs, and on the instrumental CDs, I used to put beats, and it used to have like question marks produced by Shatek instead of like say 50 Cent Wanksta produced by Jay Praise and all the other songs. I would just have question marks with my name. So then now I would use that as marketing to get my stuff out there. But it was just beats that I made that I wanted people to hear, and then you would turn around and hear people mixtapes, and they would have that beat on there because it was a dope beat, but it didn't have a place for it, right? So I feel like everybody should like put everything out, right? So if you got a music video, put it out 1,000 times. If you got beats, put it out 1,000 times. You got songs, put it out 1,000 times, because it only takes one time out of that 1,000 times for it to accomplish anything.
Okay. What does networking look like today for a newcomer in the industry that might have just begun getting started? And let me give you an example of what I normally say to people. I say something exactly along the lines of what you just said, which is put your work out and your work becomes your net. Right. So like for a new person getting into music or a new person getting into filmmaking, do you suggest networking, and if so, how?
Yeah, so I suggest networking across, right? Instead of networking directly. So say for instance you want to get with you want to get close to, let's say in your case, Ryan Coogler, right? I might not be able to get to, you might not be able to get to Ryan Coogler. But you see, you got Christian Robinson right here, right? I can possibly work with Christian, right? And then when he has the opportunity to introduce me to said person, that's just networking across. Like you might see somebody that hang out with them all the time. All right, I'm gonna holler at the people that hangs out with, this person, you know what I mean? And then they have more time to like vet you and see if it's worth bringing you closer to the person you're trying to get to. So I feel like networking across instead of trying to get directly with the person you're trying to get with. Because
that makes all the sense in the world. Okay, the classic song X Gonna Give It To You. I know you probably told this story a billion times. Be so kind to give us at least the microwave version of how that came about.
So at a time X was working on a project, and he nothing was really hitting at that point. So he was just looking for a bunch of producers. So I get an opportunity to fly to Chicago. So I get to Chicago, and he's there. He's falling asleep. I'm playing beats, and they playing beats from other producers as well, because the A&R at that time was my manager. So he's playing beats from other producers, trying to mix mine in. He's falling asleep. So I'm like, damn, this ain't what I'm here for. Yeah, it's like, damn. And that, first of all, mind you, I believe, that time, that was my first ride on an airplane.
Oh,
right?
Wow. How old were you?
Maybe like 19, 20.
Okay. Oh, wow. You made X Gon Give It To You at 19, 20 years old?
Yeah. Maybe 21 when it came out, right?
Wow. Please.
So, he fell asleep. So the next day, we had an opportunity to get in the studio earlier. I brought my equipment with me. Back then.
Go ahead, my fault. I was just saying good morning to my people.
I got an opportunity to bring my equipment with me. Back then you weren't allowed. I mean, it wasn't no laptop making beats or whatever. So I had to really bring my drum machine and all the things that I needed to do what I needed to do. So I got to the studio early. I cooked up a few beats. Later in that evening, we went to the club with him, and X was like some fast driving nigga, right? So we in the club with him, and he's like, "Yo, we out in the club." Everybody's rushing out with him. It probably took us like 35 minutes to get back to the studio.
Okay.
He was there already playing beats, so he had to be speeding through there. And then he came. I came in the room. I hear the beat. It sounds familiar. I just made it earlier that day, so I'm trying to like figure out, is this my beat? So it was. Then he came to me with all aggressive, like, "Yo, you got a hook for this, shorty? Like, what, you like 16 years old?" Like he just was just being all right, I'm not used to all of this.
Nah, that means they're sending you gifts. That's a gift.
Yeah, okay, thank
That's
you,
a
thank
gift.
you.
That's a gift.
So, what the hell?
Welcome to TikTok.
Yeah. So he's like, yo, what you like, 16 or something? And I'm like, no. And then he's like, you got a hook? And then, he just started, and that same night he cut the record. And he didn't even have a hook for it at that time. He just laid the vocals. Then we get back to New York. And then which was another crazy time was around that time is the same time that God bless the dead, Jam Master Jay passed away.
Condolences.
So we was on the way to the studio. We got the news, so we didn't get a chance to go all the way to the studio because, like I said, the manager at the time was DMC's. Run DMC's like close people. So fast forward, we finally get a chance to go to the studio for me to lay the track down. Back in the days, laying the track down was you had to go and play all the instruments into the board and all that. Like, this is before like all of that computer stuff. So we get there, he's still asking for a hook, but he's like, you know what? I feel like I got a hook, and then he did the whole X Gon Give to you thing, and it was just like a crazy moment for me. And not only did the song was his song, it was a song that was placed in a soundtrack prior to Deadpool and all that. It was for the movie Cradle to the Grave.
I remember that.
And it was the lead. It was the lead song for that, and I also produced a few songs on that album. We went back to LA. We shot the video in LA. I was actually in the video for a split second.
Okay.
Back then, it was just a dope time.
Everybody shout out my boy Woody McClain that just entered the chat. Woody, what's up, love boy? How you feeling, man? I'm glad you were able to make it, brother. Everybody that don't know Woody is an amazing, talented actor. He plays Kane in Power Book 2 Ghosts. He plays Bobby Brown. He's also an amazing music producer as well. I definitely want to connect you with Shatek, Woody, and Woody. I definitely want to make that. I want to make that work, Shatek, with you and Woody as well.
For sure.
And Woody, Shatek is a filmmaker as well, so there's definitely synergy in that manner as well. Now, I always talk to my people, Shatek, about looking at people that have done it before you in order to follow in their footsteps. When you go to make a classic song such as X Gon Give It to You, especially for the living legend at the time, DMX, did you study his work? Did you study other music producers? Like, what zone did you get in to present X Gon Give It to You to him?
So what's funny with
Woody
that?
said back, so that's a done deal. Boom.
So what's funny with that, right? I used to listen to DMX's music, right? So it was a kid coming from 40 Projects area, right?
Please get the money.
And going around just having a Walkman, listening to his songs, being in my grandmother's living room, listening to his songs. So everything that, like that, what I knew was to make music that probably would cater to him. So it was like Swiss Beats, it was PK Killer, it was all of the other guys that Dame Grease. So those were my inspiration. Dr. Dre, those were all my inspirations at the time.
Right.
So that's what actually put me in that zone to make something like that, right?
Okay.
So after that whole thing, when we started handling the business of everything, there was a song that they said I interpreted, right? Which is, when you're young, you don't know, you just impressionable, right? So it was a song that DMX had called Some X Shit, which is,
I know that song. If you know it, you don't listen to that. You don't argue that. All you do is that. Yeah. I know that song.
So if you listen to it, it is kind of like a same type of vibe as that.
That's on the Rough Riders compilation album. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So with that's when I learned about business, and then it kind of put me in a place, let me not make music that sounds like music that's they already do, because at that time, Swiss Beats, he came in for a percentage of the song because of the inspiration from the song he said came from his song. So I don't think I never told nobody that publicly, right? So if you ever look at the credits, a lot of people think he did it because his name is on it. It's only because they said I interpreted his song. So a portion of my funds go to that man.
Okay.
But he also was someone when I know maybe I'm fast forwarding when I was working on the Throw It in the Bag remix, and
For clarity, you may Throw It in the Bag or Throw It in the Bag remix.
remix with Drake.
Okay. Oh, that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. When I was doing that, I needed some guidance, and I just hit him up on Instagram. And, of course, he knows who I am.
He showed love.
He showed love. He gave me a phone call, told me all the things that I need to do regarding this, and it worked out.
But even that is a lesson in itself, right? Because that becomes you take the small sacrifice for the future victory, right?
Sure.
You could have argued and got upset and angry, like no, but you said let me take the opportunity over the dollars here, right?
Exactly. So it's like I got the opportunity. I could have been like no, and then they would have have to shelve it, or And I believe at that time that's when like Rough Riders and DMX. I don't think they were like seeing eye to eye. Don't quote me on this, right? Allegedly. And then he was trying to build his own thing. Like if you seen like he didn't never shouted out no other producers at that time besides me, like on 106 in Park. Like that
video's posted on my page. Everybody, DMX out his own mouth shouting out Shatek on a 106 in Park couch. If y'all want to go look at that, but please continue, brother.
And that was super major, right? So I guess some way they had to, somebody had to come in and, while things were heating up, with him on that end to still have a part of something, right? Because it wouldn't have been, under them. You know what I mean?
Wow. Let me ask you this. You said it wound up on the Cradle to the Grave soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Walk me through how moment by moment happened that you found out the song that you made was gonna be the theme song to Marvel's Deadpool with X Gonna Give It To You. What did that feel like? What were the occurrences? Did you find out with the public? Walk me through all of that.
First of all, I found, mind you, I produced a song 2002, 2003, right?
Right.
So this is in 2015. All of a sudden, I'm hearing about like, they're using your song in this movie from a regular person. I'm like, what the fuck is it? So I'm can I curse? Okay. So I'm like, what is this? And I see the commercial. I'm like, what? So I'm like, damn, when like were they supposed to ask you? But then like I said, signing these contracts.
With the publishing and all that. The math is mathing.
Right. So they handle all of that. You know what I mean? I have no idea what's going on, when it came to that. I might get a little couple dollars here and there.
Uh-huh.
And I seen it. I actually went to the actual not premiere. I went to just see it in the movie, see my name roll up on the credits and everything, and it was like a big thing for it, which then it took the song from back then and put it back on the charts. So it was like in the top 100 again at that point.
Wow.
And
do you still have a relationship with that publishing company you initially signed to?
Well,
and again, if you don't feel like answering, say next question. It's all good.
Right. I don't have a relationship with that publishing company. They sold it to someone else, blah blah blah. But I still have stake in it though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? That's just something where it's like they use the song, they make sure they pay you handsomely, and life goes on.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Would you be so kind to say how that came about? To Throw It in the Bag remix soundtrack. How'd that song come about?
So back in like 2009, 2009. I was in a transition period, right? Like I feel like everything in 2008, everything was like messed up for a lot of people, including myself. So I'm in between cribs or whatever. And so I'm staying at my aunt's crib, staying in the basement, and the Dreams album came out, right? I believe it was the second album. And
Love versus Money. I remember that album very well. Very
right.
Very well.
So at that time, I didn't have. I'm trying to think. Well,
Thank you, Seven.
The CD player was built in my drum machine, right? So every time something goes on, regardless of what, I go back to music. So I'm playing the music in the CD, in the CD player of my drum machine, and then I'm listening to Fancy, and I'm like, yo, this is amazing. This is an amazing song. So if you didn't know, if you go to listen to the Throw It in Bag remix, I've sampled the Dreams Fancy, right? And it was all the way towards almost the end of the song where I found the sample for the song. So I'm listening to it. I said, you know what? Let me try to like sample this, right? Because it didn't have no drums until all the way to the end of the song. So I did all of that. Boom. I made the beat. Maybe it took me about 15, 20 minutes. Mind you, both these songs took me about 15, 20 minutes. That's how you usually know when something is good, because you make it quick. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you made X Gon Give It to You and the Throw It in the Bag remix in under a half an hour. Both of these songs, monumental staples in the culture. You made them in under 30 minutes.
Under 30 minutes.
That's insane.
And then so I was like, all right. So I emailed it out to Fab, right? Fab emails me back maybe a few days later and says, yo, I don't know, like I don't really hear nothing on these beats, right? I'm like, all right, cool, fuck that. Like I'm not. And then I go so I'm in the midst of moving now because it took me a few weeks. I stayed at my own house and I found an apartment. Then maybe like a few months later, he hits me. Yo, I think I'm gonna do a song to the shop beat. That's what I call it, shop, because all you do is chop until you drop, right? And then he's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna put the new guy Drake on it. I'm like,
the new guy Drake.
Right. The new guy Drake on it, right? And I'm like, oh, word. Then mind you, everybody was like infatuated and listening to his music at that point, right? So it was very exciting to hear that. So, maybe a few weeks go past and he's like, yo, I did the song. Yo, would you be able to just throw it in the back? Like all these motherfuckers be asking me for hooks. That's later, right? And I'm like, I don't know how to do that shit. Right? So he just added that little, just throw it in the back part onto the beat, and then eventually it came out, and it is what it is.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I wanna say salute to your legendary career, man. You have undoubtedly got double platinum and platinum songs, brother.
Yes, for sure.
And you have songs that are featured in Marvel. You have major accomplishments, and I want to salute you for that, brother. In filmmaking, before I got two more questions before we go to the audience for live questions. Everybody, start preparing your questions. If anybody would like to ask any question to this good brother Shatek, a very good friend of mine. My first question is, with filmmaking, what are you aiming for, like, that you feel comfortable discussing? And what are you working on or what have you worked on in the filmmaking space that people can go put their eyes on? What are you aiming for, and what have you worked on that people can go put their eyes on in any capacity with you behind the camera?
When I started filmmaking, music videos, all that stuff is a part of filmmaking, right? So I was shooting a bunch of music videos. The first time I ever met Christian was at a music video.
Right?
My
best friend was a music artist at the time, and that's how me and Shatek met.
Right. So I was shooting a bunch of videos. I shot music videos that featured like Pusha T, French Montana, Jada Kiss, Meek Mill. Like the thing with music videos and stuff like that took me all around the country. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get because you had to actually be there at that time, right? So if I wanted to, I went to New Orleans and I shot with Juvenile. I've of course in New York I shot with Cardi B. I shot like Dream Doll's very first music video.
What song you shot with Cardi?
It's a song called it's her and JR. It's called Gimme Head 2. If you go on YouTube, it's Gimme Head 2. It's Cardi B and JR. Who else? I done shot with just about everybody. You know what I mean? When it came to the music videos, and then I tried my hand in short films. I had a short film called The Back Page. It basically was just talking about a girl that was doing the back page stuff and
Right. During
has
that
a
era.
crazy plot. So if you probably search it on YouTube or whatever, the back page film. Then I shot another film, short film, just came home, and then after that, I really didn't shoot any more like films per se. I was doing a lot of commercial stuff with podcasts, with Fuse TV.
Okay.
I had plenty of videos on MTV, BET before, and 106. The crazy thing is, from being a producer on 106 and Park, as far as my music being played in their music videos, I had my own videos on 106 and Park. I was able to actually, I had different sections of that time, right? So I went from being a producer and having my music from songs made into videos. Then I was actually being on 106 and Park, 106 and Park, judging the freaking battles and shit, right? Then I went to making music videos and having them premiere on 106 and Park, right? So that was a great time. You know, it's so many different levels of this.
Clap it up for that. That's fire.
Yeah, and as far as like right now with I'm doing like podcast productions. I'm doing editing and stuff like that for Candy Burris. Certain stuff with her podcast. You know, you probably go on her page and see. I do a lot of editing. I shot a few of those. I don't know if you guys know about podcasts like The Read. I used to do a lot of Kid Fury and The Read content that they did, like their commercials when they had a TV show. I've worked with Horrible Decisions. I've worked with Charlemagne. Everybody when it comes to like filmmaking at this point.
Legendary resume. Everybody give it up for my bro Shatek and taking the time to kick it with us today, man. For real. What I'm gonna do now is open up the floor to the audience. If everybody would like to ask a question, it looks like Genovia would like to come on up. Genovia, you are more than welcome. Do you have a question? Novia, I just hit accept. Maybe she going. Let's see. Hold on. Flo, mommy, you still here? Do you have a question? No. Nelly Nels, do you have a question? Nelly Nels, talk to me, Nelly Nels.
I love you, big brother. That's my brother. Love him. Amazing.
That's a beautiful thing.
I just have a question. Now that I'm rapping and shit in Atlanta, I need my shit filmed, and I only get you to do it.
Okay, well, you know, I'm in Atlanta now. I done moved to Atlanta, so, you know, just hit me up. I could do that.
Easy call. We love making connections.
Right.
Look at God.
The GOAT. Love him.
All love to Shatek, man. You had any other questions, Nelly Nels?
No, I kind of know Shatek, so he's just
Oh,
great.
well,
This is my
well,
first
well,
time
well.
on your thing, so you feel me? I'm going to follow you now, Christian.
I'm going to follow you
got
back,
good
Nelly
content.
Nels. Welcome to the Crashers, where we crash out for positivity over here. You heard?
I love that.
You follow the big time actor. You know what I mean?
Something like that.
Big time
like
actor.
Something like that. Something like that.
I might have a few projects for y'all now. I got a few things moving, so I might have a few projects.
Tap in with me. I'm here. I'm around, and I'm in Atlanta often, so that's easy.
All right. Say that.
All right, bet.
All right, y'all be blessed.
You as well. Peace, Queen. There it goes. There it goes. If anybody has a question, just hit the request, and I'll bring you right up. While they're getting their questions together, I have another one for you. If you have to give like a blueprint for people that want to get into the music space today, as far as an artist, as far as a rapper, singer, what guidance would you give them?
I feel like, all right, of course, try to be. There's a lot going on with I'm on my Gunna shit. I'm on my Drake shit. Like, you know how people say that?
Right.
Like, I don't think they should use that as a catalyst to what they're trying to do. I think they need to try to be as original as possible. Okay. Right? I feel like that is the key for them. And again, back to having some type of promotional items. Like, instead of shooting just one music video, shoot a bunch of reels. Like, reels are a thing, right? So everybody likes to see it in different capacities and then maybe shoot one large music video. I think before you put out your music video, put out a bunch of reels. Like that's a thing that's going on today. I feel like low key, like it was me and an artist that I was working with named Cayenne, right?
Okay.
Me and her, I feel like started the music videos on Instagram.
Okay.
This is like back in like 2017 or whenever they started doing long form. Because at a point she was on Love and Hip Hop, right? She was a cast member on Love and Hip Hop, and every Monday when we knew she was going to be on the show, we would shoot a music video and just only put it on Instagram.
Wow.
And I feel like that was like the first time, you know, anybody has done that. But now it's being done, you know, that's just the norm at this point, you know. But I feel like that was just something that me and her ushered into the game.
Wow, man. The more I hear you speak, brother, and you know we've known each other for over a decade, but
Right.
the more I hear you speak, it's just like, bro, you had a legendary ass run.
Right.
Your imprint and your handprint is on a lot of things that are a part of the culture today, and I just want to salute you for that, bro.
For sure.
With what you said earlier about artists, you know, protecting themselves, how would you say they go about educating themselves in the business aspect of entertainment to avoid exploitation?
I mean, I'm not such a big fan of AI,
Okay.
but we all using it at this point, right?
Right.
You can use it for that, right? You can literally just ask AI, like Chat GPT, some questions about like what you want to know. Yo, how can I protect myself in this instance, right? Like you can copyright your music, but if the beat belongs to someone else, you can't copyright that music, right? And if it's a sample in it, then you can't copyright it because you're infringing on someone else's copyright.
Right.
So you know, you can copyright your lyrics and stuff like that, but I think the things you shouldn't be so eager to do is to let everybody listen to your music.
Huh.
So that's how. Well, if you're not putting it out, you either in the studio doing it or you putting it out. If you keep letting people hear it, that's how things get convoluted and someone will hear it and then use your shit by mistake or on purpose. Like, stop letting so many people like into your process, right? Because you're looking for validation. I feel like you should definitely just, you know, put it out and protect yourself that way, but not by not sending it to everybody's phone, right? That's how music get leaked in a few years or whatever. So, yeah.
Fair. All right, good people. I'm going to open up the floor for another 2 minutes, and then we're going to let this busy man go. Does anybody, and I mean anybody, have any questions for the bro Shatek before I let him go? I'm going to give a 10-second countdown. If you have a question, drop it in the chat or request to come up, or I'm letting them go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Enjoy your day, my brother. I appreciate your time, man. Thank you so much. Everybody, make sure y'all give my brother Shatek King a follow. Do some research. Understand we have a legend on the screen today. And have a great day, everyone. Shatek, I appreciate you. I'm going to tap in with you as soon as I get off this. You heard?
For sure. Thanks for having me on.
Peace. Holla.